What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another tier list. This time is yet another Persona tier list. This one is over the Persona 5 role and Persona 5 Strikers party member personas. I will be doing one eventually over the Persona 3 party members and the Persona 4 party members, and I, just like the musical, will probably do one where I just put them all together and just rank them. And I will include all of them, not just that S tiers. And it's fun to see. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna hop right in. I will be starting from the bottom up. So first off, first one, the worst persona out of all these. Annette. I hate Annette. The worst persona ever. Like, okay, so you have Johanna, a motorcycle, a nuclear motorcycle, and then it becomes a transformer, like an Autobot or a Decepticon, since they're thieves. I guess it'd be Decepticon. But you have a Nat, and it's like, why does it suck? I don't like the gold bits on it. I really don't like the red face. And the worst part is, Makoto doesn't write it. That was what made Makoto stand out, was that she had the motorcycle persona. That she rode like a motor, because it was a motorcycle. Like, if you've seen my Strikers playthrough, or any Strikers playthrough, like, it's so cool to see her just riding around on it. And so, that not being showcased in a Nat's kind of lame to me. It just looks so off. So yeah, I mean, it's not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me. Next up is Kamu Susanoo, Yusuke's second tier persona. Now, I don't understand why this is Yusuke's. Like, maybe there's something about the lore of this character that I don't get, which is entirely possible. I didn't like research every single character that all these personas are based on. That'd be a lot of time and effort. And outside the basic stuff that the bios tell you, it's just like, it's just he's just so different from Goemon. I thought Goemon and even Gorokichi fit Yusuke so well. I just don't see it. I really don't see it in Susanoo. Yeah, his design's cool. I feel like if he was with a different character, I would like him more. It's just him being with Yusuke, just But that's the only D tiers. These two, only D tiers. The rest are just gonna be. I like. These are the only two I genuinely don't really like. The rest I like, in varying degrees, but I do like. The next up is Makoto's first persona, Johanna. Now look, I get it. It's a motorcycle. It's cool. But after the whole like high of it being, oh my gosh, a nuclear motorcycle. Yeah, like, once that wears off, then it's like, so it's a motorcycle with a face on the front. Right. Like, it just doesn't, like, Makoto just riding a motorcycle that she just has a face on the front. It's like, it's not that cool. Design wise, now in game when she's on the motorcycle, it's really cool, but like, that's not enough for me. It just, the design's not there, and we'll get to this one later. But for now, it's like, yeah, no, cool design initially, but once you get to like the later personas or just the other party members' personas, it's just not as cool. Definitely better than that, though. Get this trash out of here. Yeah. But it does fit with Makoto's aesthetic and her whole awakening. It fits her. It does. That's probably why it's C for me. I just like how it is. Oh, Satan Taisei's next. Yep. I gotta do Satan Taisei. Alright, look. I love Sun Wukong. I love the fictional character. Cool. Inspired Mori Jin from God of High School, Son Goku, Monkey D. Luffy, etc., etc. We can go on for like I could go on for hours about all the characters that are just based on or reference this character in some way, shape, or form. And, he has the massive staff that weighs way too much. He has a lightning cloud. He's a monkey. He's cool, but so maybe it's the cape. Maybe it's the cape and the exaggerated mohawk that's throwing me off. But something about this persona just doesn't sit well with me. When I first saw him, I was like, "Yo, that's really cool." But that was because Ryuji's the first party member I got to tier 10, so it was kind of like a big deal. But after the hype again, for some of these personas, after the hype wears off, you're kind of like, huh, is it really that good? And I think Saint Taisei is a big offender of that. I don't know. Again, maybe if they like got rid of the mohawk and made it either shorter or maybe no, buzz cut would be a little awkward. I don't know. Get rid of the cape, shorten the mohawk, and I think he'd be good. It's just I don't know something about him. It doesn't fit Ryuji to me as well as say Captain Kid. You know, I get it. Satan Taisei is a trickster, which pretty much all their personas are tricksters in some way, shape, or form. So I get it. It fits in that aspect. I just don't. It just doesn't look that good to me. Next up, oh, yep, this one, Vanadis. Okay, I got some stuff to say. So I do like how Vanadis is kind of like the antithesis of Cylindrion. That's a hard one to say, but you know you have the blue, white, and gold, and then just the red and black. You know, usually I'm not a big red guy. Some of these personas that we'll get to are good with red. Vanadis is just I like Cylindrion's look so much more that this design's just eh. Like she fits with Kasumi. I'm sorry, spoilers. Sumire with the red and black, she does fit a lot better than her other two personas. Again, design wise, I just don't. She just doesn't look that good. And to me, it's a shame because Sumire's other two personas, we don't get to use that often, but Vanadis, we use pretty much all of the Ninth Palace. You know, we're around this one the most, and I just never cared. From the moment she got her, I never cared for her. The whole time I was like, when is she getting her third tier? That's all I could think of when she awakened to this one. Uh, but easily the best of the C tier. Almost B, because she is cool looking. I just when you compare it to the other ones that she is grouped with, she just does not stand out as much. But yeah, next up, yeah, On's first persona, Carmen. Now, Carmen originally was higher, but the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it, I was like, maybe not. Maybe she isn't as high as I thought. Like, I like her design. Her face is off-putting. Like, something about her face is just weird. Maybe it's because it looks kind of like On's mask, but at the same time, it's not a mask, it's her face. It's odd. I don't know. It's hard to put in words. Um, I like how she has like the vines holding the guys in place. That's really cool. Like she's a cool design. It's just I don't know. Something about her just doesn't sit right with me. Compared to the others, I think Carmen's a fine design. Fits on perfectly. Her scene when On awakens, Carmen's really cool looking. It's again as the game went on, she just kind of for me design wise got left behind. But still a solid one. Next up, we have Lyndreon. Now, sadly, we don't get to use too much of Lyndreon, only because we use her for, let's see, that one day where Sumire, Joker, and Morgana first go into the Ninth Palace, and then that first infiltration, she's with us for a few days. Or not a few days, for like a couple fights. So yeah, we don't get to see this persona too much. But she's just real. I just like her design. Like, I like how she has like the crystal body, referencing the crystal slipper. Obviously, she's referencing Cinderella. That's why she has the blue, the crystal body, the blonde hair. I like the design. Great design. I just wish we could have seen more of her. But no, not too many negatives. Like from B up, there's not a whole lot of negatives for me to point out outside of here. More nitpicking than anything. But yeah, Slendron, cool. Wish could have seen more of her. Next up, we have Morgana's second persona, Mercurius. Now, I like all three of Morgana's personas, but Mercurius is so drastically different from Zorro and Diego. It's off. It's just so odd. Like, there's nothing that really. Well, okay, Captain Kidd, Saint Taisei, they both are riding something. Captain Kidd a ship, Saint Taisei a cloud. Of course, for Makoto, they're all bike based. Even in that, who's just getting a transformer. All the Jokers have wings in some way, look more demonic. It's but for some reason, Mercurius just I don't see the similarities to the other two of Morgana's perspective. And it was also kind of sad because we don't get Mercurius till like the very end of the game because Morgana's a story based confidant. So not only is Morgana underpowered about halfway through the game compared to the rest of the team, because at that point most of the team is basically if you depend on how you play, of course, but most of the team has got their personas already awakened to the second stage. So now Morgana is just underpowered, and you finally get Mercurius, and then the game's over, and then you go to the third semester, and then he gets Diego. So Mercurius, you don't really get to play with him much at all. Um, and again, his design just I don't. It's cool, but again, I just don't get it. Like it doesn't. I don't see any relation. Period. Like with Akechi, right? Robin Hood, Loki, opposites. It makes sense. Mercurius just doesn't have anything compared to Diego and Zorro, so I don't really get it. Next up, on second persona, Hecate. Get right there. Get there. Um, a lot of people hate on Hecate. I think she's actually pretty cool. I like how she has like the dogs on the chain. I think it just makes her look more menacing. On her confidant even said, "Hey, I really wish I could be like one of those villainesses." Villainesses? That's a word. Yeah, sure, we'll go. Yeah, right. Villainess I play. But she looks evil, which is kind of what on wanted to be. She looked up to those types of characters when she was a kid growing up. So Hecate looking kind of evil looking with getting the chains, the spikes, the spiky chest area. It looks cool. I do like the design. The red and black. I think this is how you do red and black. All right, Hecate is how you do red and black compared to Vanities. I think they did just enough red to where it's not too much, and just enough black to where again it doesn't overpower the red. So great design, love it. Um, but not the greatest, but solid. Okay, now here's a persona that I waited to do this list for, Pandora. I wanted my playthrough to get to the point where Pandora was unlocked before I actually made this list. Now Pandora herself, I liked initially. I was like, "Yo, that's cool." And the more I thought about it, I was like, I went from loving this persona to not liking to disliking to liking her. There's a whole roller coaster of emotions because it's a very basic design when you look at it. It's a humanoid body. Not a lot of details. Very simplistic body with a box on her head and four. I know what we call those like the four. Are they strands? Plate? Four plates. We'll call them four plates. It's the easiest way I can think. Like I like the way she's sunk or she was created with the four pieces of Sophia's false persona stacking like a totem pole, and then out comes Pandora. I like that. I also like how her hands and feet are detached, just like Sophia's hair. I really do like that detail that they didn't have to add, but I really appreciate it. And of course, the box on her head, Pandora's box, which is obviously what Sophia is based on to an extent. And you find her from a box, and yeah, I mean, if you've seen the Awakening scene, you get what they're getting at. That spark of hope. I like it. I like it. It's a very solid design, and it shows how a simplistic design can do a lot. Like you don't need some crazy like wild out there design like Captain Kidd or Hera Word or something. Sometimes simple's the best. At least compared to the ones below her, of course. Next up, Necronomicon, Futaba's first persona. Now I like how it is based on the Necronomicon. Uh, that what is it? The Book of the Dead or something of that line. The evil book made by Lovecraft. I like it. Now it is just a straight up spaceship. And if you see my playthrough, you know I complain about her not using the spaceship for flight, but whatever. Um, has the tentacles that come out of it, which again fall in line with the whole Cthulhu mythos thing, because Cthulhu is a giant octopus squid thing. I like it. It's a cool design, but again, at the end of the day, it is just a spaceship. But spaceships are cool. But yeah, not. I don't really have much to say about this one. Like spaceships are cool. Next up, we have I believe it's Astarte. I don't know. I never used Haru enough to hear her say the name of the persona. Cause I in Royal I never used Haru. Like once in a blue moon would I actually use her. Like I used her in Palace 5, but that was it. Like so again, I never saw this persona much at all. Um, but I will say the design's not bad. It's a cool design. I like how it's got like the skull and then the woman coming out of the skull. Like she's cool. But I don't have any real attachment to this persona because I never used it. Um, and yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of the big moon thing on the forehead. Not big on that. That's not the coolest thing ever, but yeah. I do like the skull bit. It just feels kind of like two designs clashing almost. Not completely, but a little bit. I feel like maybe they could have made it flow into each other better. Either way, though, solid. Not bad, just solid. Now, next up, Goemon, Yusuke's first persona. Now, Goemon, I love him because he has a pipe. He fits Yusuke's like design perfectly and everything. Like Goemon's cool. I like him. I definitely better than Susanoo. And you know, when I first got Susanoo, I was like, I want to go back to Goemon. I was like, take me back. Um, yeah, I mean, I love how much details in him. Like he has the shoes, the I don't know what it's called, like the rope thing on his back. The thing Sasuke and Naruto had. And he has the is that a kimono? No, it's not a kimono. I'm not good with my terms if it wasn't obvious. But yeah, I like the pipe, how he just hits enemies with a pipe. It's cool. Again, the scene where he first appeared was one of the best awakening scenes in the whole series, in my opinion. And a lot of people like it as well. Yeah, Goemon, awesome design. I feel like Goemon is like, for me, the baseline of what any persona design, at least for the party members, should be. He has good lore. He fits the character he's with. And he's just a cool character. Not much else to say. Zorro, Morgana's first, and capping off B tier. Zorro, second persona we ever wait. Yeah, second persona we ever see, in at least in 5. Very, you know, he only has 2 colors. Really, he has the black and has the like the silver belt buckle, but it works. You know, you don't have to have like 7 colors like Robin. Okay, 4 colors like Robin Hood. 5, whatever. You don't have to have a bunch of colors. Like 2 colors can work just fine, and it works for Zorro. Of course, Zorro, the character he's based on, is a very cool character. He fits Morgana aesthetically with the way his hat and mask is sort of fused together, just like with Morgana. Zorro just is a like. I initially liked Zorro a lot more than Arson, like a lot more. But the more I thought about it, the more I warmed up to Arson, and the more I looked at Zorro, like Zorro's cool, but he doesn't have that spark that A and S tier personas have, if that makes any sense. By the way, great persona. Him and Goemon are like So good. And again, I think him and Goemon are like the baseline of what a party member persona should be. But yeah, next up for A tier, we have the last persona for Yusuke, Orokichi. Now, originally, if you'd talked to me like 4 months ago, it'd be like down here. I hated Gorokichi. But the more I looked at him, like he has the pink fluffy jacket, the blue pompadour, the giant ass cigar, the gold chains. I was like, oh my gosh, he is literally Yusuke. He is flashy and weird, and he stands out, and that's Yusuke. He's the perfect fit for Yusuke, and I love that. And again, the design just overall I just warmed up to really. Great persona. I like how he is. And this is the case of pretty much all first and third personas. They're very similar to the first tier, just changed in some way. And of course, he is no different. But either way, I think he is an upgrade over Goemon. I like the pompadour. Like, Goemon is already kind of flashy, but Gorokichi just like went to the next level, or if you the next tier. Yeah, great design, great design. Um, of the third tier party member personas, he's probably the weakest. If the rest of the list didn't give that away, but he's still not a bad one at all. Definitely better than this monstrosity down here. But yeah, next up, Al-Azif. Al-Azif? Azif. I don't know. But Al-Azif, the original name for the Necronomicon. It's a giant triangle, guys. I mean, what do you want me to say? I like the silver and cyan colors. I like how because it has that futuristic look, which of course makes sense. It's a spaceship. Not as many details as Prometheus or Necronomicon, but again, as I said before, it doesn't need to have like crazy detail. It's cool, but if I'm not mistaken, we only ever see Necronomicon outside of like the stat screen, right? Because whenever Futaba does anything, it only shows her on the inside of her persona. I could be wrong. I could be forgetting one scene where it is shown, but I can't think of another. Yeah. So it's sadly you don't really get to see it too much in game, but either way, solid design. Another great third tier. I feel like all the third tiers should always be above all the first tiers. Which, if I'm not mistaken, oh wait, that is not the case for a few of them, or at least one or two of them. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Al-Azif, cool persona, like it. Wish we could see it more in like combat rather than just in the screen, the stat screen. All right, next up. Now, some people may disagree with me on this, but I gotta say, Loki is A tier. He is not S in my opinion. I see a lot of people put him in S. I don't see it. Like, he's cool, and his scene when he appears is awesome. But the hooves are weird to me. The hair is cool, but maybe they were going for a mishmash design. Because if that's what they were going for, they nailed it. I'm not sure that's what they were going for. But regardless, he is, at the end of the day, a cool design. I like the horns. I like the white and black. I do wish he was purple and black, though, like Akechi. To sort of fit it more. But that, again, at this point, it's nitpicking. Loki's still cool, though. I like how he has the big sword, though. The big sword's cool. Yeah. Loki's cool. Like him. I like the Marvel version a little bit more, though. But, next up, we have the best persona Futaba has, Prometheus. Now, Prometheus is cool. Somehow they made a giant ball on fire cooler than two spaceships. I don't know how he did it, but they did it. I like the look of Prometheus. It has that like kind of a face on it, but not really. It has all these cool multicolored cracks, the red fire around it. It's just cool. I wish we could have seen more of it. Prometheus just it has the sleekness of Al-Azif, but the detail work of Necronomicon, and I think I wish this was the third tier. Now, this is just a cool. I just like Prometheus a lot. Originally, I did not like it, but the more I look at it, the more I like it. Like it's almost S tier for me, almost. But yeah, great persona, great persona. Milady, Milady. A lot to talk about this one. First off, there's guns underneath the dress. I mean, okay, look, like Haru has major bloodlust, and Milady, Milady, Milady. Okay, yeah. Um, she just shows that off because again, on the surface she's all like nice and sweet, but then she whips out the freaking arsenal underneath the dress. It's like, whoa, where the hell those come from? Um, but no, she's cool. I like how she has like the mask. Like she doesn't actually have a head; she just has a mask with eyes on it. I do like that. It makes her stand out. She has the fan. She's very fancy looking, very elegant design, which I like. Um, Again, she fits Haru extremely well. Probably one of the best fitting personas in the all this entire list. Probably one of the best fitting personas. Great design, and her and Strikers is just cool to see her in the Showtime attack. So awesome persona. Definitely better than Astarte. I hope I'm saying that. But next up, On's third tier persona, Celestine. Okay, I mean, look, this design, a lot of the third tier personas I hated, but the more I looked at them and more I used them, the more I like them. And this one's no different. Like, I like how she's got like this pop star punk design, and you could, and like almost like a model design, and that's what On is striving to be a famous model, and a Celestine kind of reflects that in a way. She's very fashionable, very sleek, very cool. I like how instead of vines, it's just her hair that's got the guys all wrapped up. I also like how she has the bubble gum. That's also cool. Nice little touch. Like she's so much cooler than Carmen. I'm sorry, Carmen's cool, but the Celestine's just so much better. Like she looks so much more modern. I do like her modern look. She just feels like a refined version of Carmen. That's basically all. That's pretty much that's a lot of the third tier personas. They look like just refined versions of the first tiers. But yeah, I'm glad that they went this route with On instead of going for another dress type character like Carmen or yeah, Hecate actually does have a dress, doesn't she? Or um more of a tight dress than a flowy dress. But I do like the outfit. Great persona. Lucy, Haru's third persona. Okay, Lucy, I actually really like. I like how she has like the tan trench coat, the purple and black on the sides really stand out, and it complements the whole design even more. She has this dull brown, this bright purple alongside the dull black. It looks great. I like how she has the suitcase instead of a fan. She has the sunglasses instead of the mask. Like Lucy, just a cool design. I love this design. It's such a shame I never use Haru and Royal because again, I never use this ever. But great design. Makes me wish in Strikers we had the third tier personas. Oh, dude, could you imagine? Oh, just stop for a moment and imagine all the showtimes, but with the second or third tier personas for all the characters. Oh, wait, you can't, because Makoto can't ride a gnat. No, but overall, great design. Next up, Diego. All right, Diego was I always liked Diego. First off, Diego's just a cool name to say, you know. I like how unlike Zorro, the jacket's off, it's on his shoulders. He has the white shirt and the blue highlights. He has this cool rapier. It's just cool. He also has this massive mustache that just flows. Like he's just a more colorful Zorro, and I think that's exactly what Zorro needed to go to the next level was just a little more color. And I just Diego is just cool. Like this, he is just the perfect balance of colors. Like he has the black on the back, not intrusive, but it's there. to stand out. He has the primary blue color, which I love blue. Blue is like my second favorite color. Of course, the white shirt stands out. Like he and also the jeans. Like Diego's cool. I love him. Like like he. Here's what they did. They took Zorro and took the colors of Mercurius, and then we got Diego. And unlike a lot of the other Persona designs, I can see how we went from Zorro to Mercurius to Diego because you took the base of Zorro and just added a bunch of literally took Zorro and gave him Mercurius's colors. You know, I see how even though Mercurius doesn't fit with them design wise at all, I at least like how they took the colors and made Diego. Next up, Agnes. This persona's awesome. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, for those of you that watch football, and I love black and gold. And this persona is black and gold. And see, this is a cool looking bike. Because I've never seen a bike that looks like that. With like the pointed front, like almost like a plow on the front, you know? Like a snow plow or something. Oh wait, no, not a snow plow, you. Oh my gosh, it's too late for this. It's too late for this. I must press on. But it's like how she has a sharp point on the front. It looks bigger. I don't think it is, but it looks bigger. It looks more menacing than like, oh hey, I'm on a motorcycle. Nah, this is a freaking like force of nature right here. Love this design. Like when I saw Johanna, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I saw Nat, I was like, this is terrible. I saw Agnes, I was like, whoa. How did you go from Johanna to Annette to this? This thing's just cool. I'm so glad they made it a bike instead of another transformer like Annette. That would have been terrible. Like seeing Makoto back on the bike was such a good thing. But yeah. Next up, the first persona we ever use, Arson. Now, considering two of my persona posters both have Arson on them, I think it's safe to say I like Arson. Like I love the top hat. Obviously, Arsène Lupin. Like you know, the famous thief from literature, and of course we are Phantom Thieves. It fits. Again, I love the red suit with the black wings and the black top hat and the horns, as well as the white ascot. Like the white ascot, if you take away the white ascot, his design sucks. Like the white ascot makes him more. It really holds the room together. If it just, it holds the design together with that ascot. I spent, oh, God. I don't know how else to. Like the only reason he's not S is because I'm not the biggest on black and red. Because he's only really black red with a patch of white, which again isn't my favorite color combination. But I just like the demonic design, the chains. Although he doesn't always have them, but sometimes he's shown with the chains, and they make him look that much more menacing and cool. Obviously, his voice is awesome as well. Like, I love this guy. He just is just shy of not making it to S. But he at least is top of A. Now to start off our S tier, my boy Ryuji. I don't understand. How did they go from this to this? Like, Captain Kid. He's a pirate. He's on a ship with a face, has a cannon arm, he's a skeleton, he's so cool. He's so cool, and he fits Ryuji so well. Because, you know, Ryuji has that punk design. They both have that sort of punk, thug looking design. They can't, like, Ryuji and. I think that's my biggest issue with the second tier personas. Is almost none of them look like they belong with the persona user they're with. Like, Captain Kid and Ryuji, they look like they belong together. Satan Tai Ryuji, I don't see it. Like, it doesn't seem right to me. But Captain Kid, awesome. He just has that little bit extra that puts him in S. And I love him. But next up, we have Ella. Continuing on from Cylindrion, we have Cinderella. I like the white wedding dress. I like the flowers. And like the sort of metallic crystal body. Like, it just works. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie Cinderella, she goes from the blue dress to the white dress. No, and also the veil is really nice too as well. Now a lot of people complain like, oh, they really wanted to make Samira and Joker a thing. They really push you to get with them, put them together. I'm like, yes, they did, but like, come on, it's a cool design, and they are adorable together. I mean, like, she just is like going from Cylindrion to Vanadis to Ella. It was just like, yeah, a solid design, a pretty weak design to an awesome design. And it's such a tragedy that you can only use her on the last day for basically one fight. I hate that. Like, I get there wasn't like, putting 3 tiers of persona in one story arc is hard. I understand, but man, if only we could have used her more, or even if on New Game Plus we could have used her or something. But next up, Valjean, Zenkichi's persona. I love Valjean. He has a cool name. It's fun to say. Again, his backstory fits in with Zenkichi. I like how he has like the chains on his hands with like the not almost like he's like a giant walking jail cell, which fits because Zenkichi's a cop, but he was also chained down. He was jailed in a way. He was a prisoner to fate. And, Valjean broke the chains, and they're just hanging there. He looks like a knight too as well. He just so cool, Zenkichi has a really like wild design for his Fan Thief outfit, and Valjean's a really wild design. Lots of detail, lots of backstory to him. Love him. I do wonder what a second and third tier persona for Zenkichi and Sophia would look like. Maybe one day we'll find out. Maybe we won't. Probably not. But you can dream, right? Next up, the successor to Captain Kidd and Satan Taisei, William. He went from a pirate ship to a cruise ship. I love the black and yellow design. He has yellow on the inside of the coat, black on the outside. He has a much more modern day punk look. He's got like, he just like, he fits with Ryuji. He fits with Ryuji's design. Again, as I pointed out before, Satan Taisei doesn't really fit with Ryuji as well as Captain Kidd and William. And man, I just like, they knocked it out of the park with all the third tier persona design. Like, none of them are below A tier. Not one. Unless I'm missing one. No, I'm not. But yeah, William, great design. Love him. And he's like one of the biggest reasons why I use Ryuji so much of the third semester, because I just love seeing this persona. But yeah, next up, Hero Word. Now, he easily has the coolest name of any persona on this list. Don't at me. Like, just hearing a catchy shout Hero Word is just cool. With him, he's like the Dark Robin Hood. He has the compound bow instead of a traditional bow. Again, the black and red. And this is how I love this version of black and red. He's got the mainly black with the red accent on the chest. It looks just fine. If I'm not mistaken, Hero Word is the real life inspiration for Robin Hood. I could be mistaken, but I'm fairly sure that's right. But again, he just looks like, again, a modern day Robin Hood because he's got, the compound bow. I love his design. Not as much as Robin Hood, but I do like how he looks cool in Loki. And again, I can see how Robin Hood and Loki make Hero Word. Take Robin Hood, twist him, give him the dark tones of Loki, bam, Hero Word. And also, I like how he's basically Batman and Robin Hood's Superman. I like how they're kind of based on that almost. Also, the tattered cape's pretty cool. Hereward, great design. Again, tragedy, can't use them past the last day. Yeah. Next up, which one's it gonna be? Satanael. Alright, the demon god himself. I like how he has like the dark halo on his head, he has all the wings. I he like okay, he's easily the best second tier persona out here. Like the highest the second tier persona got was Prometheus, and that was to A tier. None of the other second tiers are in A tier. I think for some reason all the second tiers of the Phantom Thieves just suck compared to the first and third tiers. I don't know what they were thinking. Um, say Satanael. I like the blue wings, the silver body with the red. The red sash is cool. I feel like if he didn't have the red sash, he wouldn't be as good. And, of course, the golden horns. I completely understand how he looks like. If this was Pokemon, he just evolved Arson. I see how you go from Arson to Satanael. I don't see how you go from Goemon to freaking Susanoo, right? I don't see how you go from this guy to this guy. I see how you go from here to here. No, that is not right. From Arson to Satanael. So he just feels like the natural upgrade. But next up, it's down to the wire between Raoul and Robin Hood. And who's it gonna be? Raoul. It is a crime that he was not included in the story and he was only there from DLC. Like, easy way they could include it. Maruki awakens his persona, or I'm sorry, evolves his persona. And then during the fight, in the last phase, Joker awakens to Raoul. And he has like a 1v1, even if it was scripted. Like a quick like maybe Maruki cuts them all off from each other or something, and it's just Joker versus Adam Cadmon, and then he just whips out Raoul, and it's just a whole thing with that. For even if just for one section of the fight, that'd been cool. But again, I love the hair, the red suit with the white accent looks great. The golden wings, the black pants, the cigar, like he's flashy. Joker's like very flashy. And if you don't think he is, then go replay the game because he plenty of times shows how he likes to be flashy. And again, Raoul fits that. Again, I love the hat. The hat's cool. Like top hats are cool, but they're not as cool as fedoras. That is a fedora, yes? Yeah. Raoul. I wish he was in the story. If they had put him in the story, the third semester would have been even better. It was already good, but if he was included some way, been flawless. Or at least not make him DLC. I don't know what they were thinking with that. That is just stupid. And a money grab. And shame on Atlas for doing that. I hope they never do that again. But wasn't obvious by now. Robin Hood's number one. I love the red, I love blue, the gold, the white. All the colors don't clash, they just work together. He has this heroic design, which for what Akechi was doing, trying to look all heroic, it fits his false persona. Akechi always kind of wanted to be a hero in some way, that's why he had like the ray gun toy as his gun. And again, he's based on Superman. Now I like Batman more Superman, but I just like Robin Hood more than Hereward. He's just more colorful, and like I do like how he has a traditional bow. The only thing I would say is I don't get Robin Hood when I look at this design. If he had like an actual hood and had some green in him, I would see Robin Hood, but I don't see Robin Hood from Robin Hood's design, other than the bow. Like, you take away the bow from him, no one's gonna guess that he's Robin Hood, alright? No one's gonna guess it. Granted, no one's gonna guess that this is Hereward or something, but still. Yeah, he just fits Akechi's original personality. I shouldn't say original, his false personality really well. And again, I hate how a lot of my favorite ones you don't get to use too often. Like, okay, other than like Captain Kid, you don't really get to use the rest of these all that much. Because Satana, you gotta use on New Game Plus, right? Only gotta pay money for. Robin Hood only in the Sixth Palace. Hereward last day of the game. Ella last day of the game. Valjean only with one, or only in Strikers, and William only in the last semester. So outside of Valjean and Captain Kid, the rest you don't really get to use too often. And maybe that's the novelty of them. They feel premium and they look premium. And I just Robin Hood's like the pinnacle for me. Will that change when the third and fourth Persona games get their characters introduced? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But for now, this is the list. I don't really have any. On some days I may move, like, say, of course, Arson here or something. But for now, this is how I feel. If you think Annette, if you think I got something wrong, like you think Johanna's like an S tier, you think Annette's S tier, and if you think Annette's S tier, you need help. But to each their own, right? But leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.